Hi, and welcome to episode 58 of the Lina Knits podcast, my podcast about knitting. I'm Lina, and I'm coming to you from my home in Helsinki, Finland, as always. This is the second time I've recorded this episode. The previous episode, I did the second episode, or the second try back to back. That time the camera wasn't recording. 2 weeks ago, I did a try of this. Almost 2 weeks ago, I did a try of doing this episode. It recorded just fine. I thought the episode was really quite good. And then I went to edit it the next day, and the sound was non-existent. I don't know what happened. I recorded it just the same as I did all the other episodes. And it just, you couldn't hear a thing. When I finally got my voice to a level that I could hear, I sounded like a robot. So just nothing that I could do about it. And I really didn't have time to sit down and do it again then. But now I'm here and I'm doing this, and I have a lot more to show you than I did on the previous go. So episode 58. Still no FOs. I'm sorry. I've been really busy with design work. I've knit quite a few samples of my own designs, and the first of those will be released very soon on the 15th of June. You'll know what I've been working on behind the scenes this spring. I'm really excited about it, but I won't tell you more about it now. You'll find out. The best ways to find out are my Instagram and my newsletter, which you can subscribe to at linaknit.com/list. So it's down there. But yeah. So what have I been knitting that I can share? Well, the Magnolia sweater. And I'm really getting close on this one. Let me get all of it out. So here it is. The second sleeve is there. I'm halfway done with the lace. Let me compare. So this is what I need to do still. The rest of the lace and the rib. And I had a second sleeve syndrome with this one. I usually don't mind knitting sleeves. I think they are relaxing and easy. But with this one, yeah. But the reason is what I stated in my previous episode. It's that I don't have long DPNs of the needle size that I need, 3.5 millimeter. I think US 5, 4, yes 4. When I'm like down here, it's quite fine. I'm not dropping stitches anymore, so the rest should go easy. But you can imagine when I'm starting from here. Well, now I only had 3 DPNs here, but I started with 4, of course, 4 in a round, and still constantly I was dropping stitches. So these are the 15 centimeter 6-inch ones, and what I need is the 20 centimeter 8-inch DPNs. When I mentioned my dilemma in the previous episode, I had quite a lot of comments on giving magic looping a try, first of all, with needles that have a really nice sort of firm cable, and those are the kinds that I like anyway, like the Chaya Goose or the Zings. I think they have I love the red cable of the Chaya Goose. That's my favorite. But the Zings have quite a nice cable as well, I think. So yes, I could try. It's just, I know it's just me not wanting to change the way I do things and not liking to having to learn a new way of doing things. And then someone also suggested trying the short 9-inch cables. Anyway, the short cable needles that you use to knit socks, that I would try those for knitting sleeves. And I have to say, I have not even tried the short cables. I just have a feeling that I would not like it, like I wouldn't like the short needle. But apparently there are differences in those as well with the needle size and the quality of the cable. So I really should try before I judge, right? So I should really try magic looping with a decent needle, and I should try the short cables. But for now, this is what I'm doing. And yeah, if I just purchased, even ordered online, 20 centimeter, 8-inch DPNs, I would have had them weeks ago, and I would have had the sleeve probably finished sooner. As it was, I didn't knit for a while at all because I didn't want to pick up the sleeve, and I've been doing it like a little by little. But now that I'm down to just 3 DPNs, and so it's going fine. We also had a really warm May, so knitting on something with mohair wasn't the most inspiring idea, even though I love this. I love the combination of wool and mohair. It's so soft and so warm. I'm just gonna wear this shirt to bits, I already know that. But anyway, now that it's cooler, since it's summer, makes sense, right? I've been very happy with knitting with this again. So, yeah, this is what it looks like. Almost done. I think one evening of knitting and it'll be done. The pattern is Magnolia sweater by Camilla Bad, and it's from issue 4 of Lina. I used a 3.5 millimeter needle for the body, and the yarns. Let's see. So I had 3 skeins of Eden Cottage yarns, Hayton 4-ply, in the colorway steel, and this is an MCN base. 80 merino, 10 cashmere, 10 nylon, 350 meters, 380 yards. So it's on the heavier side of a fingering weight yarn. So I had 3 skeins of these, and maybe half, I've used maybe 2.5 now. So 3 skeins is plenty. I'm knitting the second size, by the way. And mohair, I'm on my 3rd. I've just started my 3rd skein. This is this is Skein Queen. Let's see if I have any of those. I do. So Skein Queen, and it's the blue base. I don't have a colorway name written on these. 72 kit mohair, 28 silk. It's a lace weight of 420 meters for each 50 gram skein. So I had 3 of those, and the yardage per skein was more than the fingering weight. So this is what I have left. So I just, like a couple of rows ago, I started my 3rd mohair skein, and since I knew that I only had like this much of the sleeve to do, that I definitely wouldn't need the whole skein, and so I didn't want to wind the whole skein, since yarn is best stored in a looser form than in a cake where it's sort of stretched, or cake or a ball. So I just hand wound a tiny ball, but I think this will be enough, and the rest can then be stored like so. I just need to remember that it's not a full skein. And yeah, the first mohair skein that I did, I wound it like I normally do, like into a cake with the ball winder, but it got really staticky, I guess, because it was going through all those metal wires to get into the cake form. So the second one I did, I wound by hand into a ball, and the yarn was a lot nicer. Well, it didn't get staticky, but I did, because I did it the lazy way. Those lounging on the couch and had it around my knees, and I was wearing a dark blue skirt, so it was covered in fluff after that, but doing just a short amount was fine. Yes, so definitely next episode I will have a finished object to share with you, and it'll be amazing. I mean, I love this. I tried this on before doing the sleeves, and I just loved it, and it wasn't even blocked yet, so this will be, I'm already calling it one of my favorite knits, and I'm not even done with it yet. All right. So because I have so much, I've had so many stitches fall off these DPNs, and now that I only have 3, I can't really even use a cozy for them. So I just put it on top and leave the back open like this. All right, so next time I'm attempting to do something like that, force me to try magic loop, shorter shorter cables, or tell me to buy longer DPNs. I have, like, for most most like sweater top that what am I trying to say? Most of the sweaters that I've knit in the past few years have been like knit with 4 or 5 or 6 millimeter needles. Well, okay, 4 or 5 maybe. And I have those longer, nice wooden long DPNs for the sleeves, and it's worked fine. But since I wasn't feeling that sweater or that sleeve, I might say I'm very much feeling the sweater, just not the sleeve, I picked up something else that I thought was fitting for the summery weather that we had, and also just because I wanted to work on something else. So my monogamy with just that sweater wasn't that long lasting. The next, or the other project that I've been working on quite a lot actually, is this, which is the Zeno top by Andy Sutherland. And this is knit out of linen. So I bought the yarn 2 years ago, and I started this last summer, but for some reason I wasn't feeling it, but now I've been loving knitting it. Let me first talk about the yarn. So what I'm using is BZ Garns Lino. This is 100% linen. I think this is about a sport weight, similar to Quince & Co. Sparrow, which people are raving about, and I really want to try it. And where does it say? 50 grams is 150 meters. Yeah. And I have 5 of these, I think. What I did is, because it doesn't come out of the store like this, does it? Is I can't even remember if it was in balls or skeins, but what I did is I loosened up I think it was in skeins. I loosened it up, all the skeins. I washed them, and then I reskeined them or already wound them into balls. So I handled the yarn quite a lot to make it softer and easier to work with, or nicer to work with, I guess. So last summer I knit the back piece up to the stockinette bit and started on one of the fronts. So what I've done, all the fluff from the mohair and the linen, now that I'm fluffing them both in front of my face, is getting into my nose. So I started one of the fronts. It took me a while to figure out where I was, but I've knit now both of the fronts and joined and started knitting in the round. Now this linen knitting with my knitting gauge, natural knitting gauge, is not the best match. So I believe the sweater calls for something like 4mm needles, and I have 2.5. I'm using a 2.5mm zing. Yeah, sorry, can't think of the US equivalent right now. And as you can see from the stockinette bit, it's still really see-through, but the lace is looking really nice. And even with all of that, I'm knitting the smallest size, and as you can see, it is quite wide. Now I already had this, I think it's supposed to have a bit of ease, but not this much. So it'll be a really loose sweater. Though, I think once I block it, I can sort of stretch it downwards like this, which will make it a bit narrower. Yeah. And it'll be just a nice loose sweater. I need to wear something underneath it anyway. And this pattern has two versions. You can have the whole back as the lace pattern, or then do it like this, and you can also do it long or cropped with both back versions, but I'm doing it long. And what else? Yeah, I added my own design feature, as you can probably see here. I think I was just paying too much attention to whatever TV I was watching while I was joining these up, because I just like the back, the front, the stockinette bit is also knit like back and forth for a bit before joining in the round, and doing that I just completely twisted the front. So when I went to join and work on in the round, I couldn't I couldn't get it to work. But I really didn't want to frog it. It's just I don't frog things that easily. So I decided to do a bit of a twist. Anyways, you pick up stitches to do a neat edge on the front or on the neck. Anyways, so I'm just gonna pick them up as well as I can, and it'll have this nice knot there. I think it's fine. So I'm really actually enjoying knitting with linen this time around. But I think I'm gonna first finish the Magnolia before continuing on this. But I was just surprised how quickly I made such a significant progress on this one. When I started working on this, I thought maybe I could finish it by the end of the summer so that I could wear it next summer. But it's the what is it, the 7th of June right now. I can totally wear this summer, and I'm jinxing it now, I guess, but anyways, yeah, really enjoying this one. And the last bit that that I've worked on a little bit. Let me just put that to that side. Are this pair of vanilla socks that I also worked on a bit for the previous episode. So I think I was somewhere on the heel. So now I'm zooming along on the foot. Well, creeping along on the foot. It's not really zooming, is it? So that's how much I need to do still. But this is for when I totally need something mindless and easy. Oh, I have one of those here. Right, so the yarn for this one, I've lost the label, but these came as a pair. Each one is 50 grams of fingering weight yarn. They are pie-tail and tendril. I think it was just a normal 75-25 merino nylon mix. This is Knox and this is Lumos. So they're the like fraternal pairs. So I'm knitting the socks as fraternal pairs as well, reversing the order of the skeins. This might be an FO, it might not. I'm not really stressing about that. I have this dilemma that I think I've had a million times before. I want to knit, I want to empty out my needles, I want to knit and finish all of my whips, and I want to start all the new things. Doesn't make any sense. I think last summer I did something just went into my eye. I'm really sorry. Yeah, so last summer I did a whip basket episode where I went through all of the whips that I had. And then I decided if I wanted to continue or if I wanted to frog them. So I think I'll do something similar this summer. I think that's like where I'm going now. So I guess it's a cyclical thing. What else did I want to mention? Yeah, a quick update on these, the reusable cotton swab things. So I don't have the yarn tag for this anymore, but these are knit out of bamboo cotton mix. And the yarn that I used is by Novita. I finished sort of a bulk yarn company, or a mass market yarn company, I guess. So I got this from my grocery store, or this, I just bought one skein. So I've now used all of these and washed them, and I'm always almost used them up again. So these two are the only ones that are clean at the moment. And I think they shrunk a bit. I washed them in 60 degrees Celsius water with my sheets or towels, and they shrunk a bit. The yarn did say you can wash it in the 60 degrees water, but not like it would matter. And I think they turned out even softer than they were before. So, and they're really cleaned. Though I haven't yet tried using these for makeup removal. So really happy with this experiment, going to continue doing this and really looking forward to producing less waste. Right, then I wanted to talk a bit about what I've been reading, knitting related, I mean. So I finally got this one out of the library. It's called The Mindfulness in Knitting, Meditations on Craft and Calm, and it's by Rachel Matthews. I've been reading this as a sort of snack-sized read, so I'm about halfway through. And I'm finding this very meditative to read, I mean. So it's just someone using beautiful language to describe what knitting is and what it does to your mind and how you can apply the principles of mindfulness to knitting, which is actually quite intuitive. It also has exercises that you could do related to your knitting and mindfulness. I haven't done those, so I'm not taking the full benefits of this book. But if you can, if you see this somewhere and have a chance to read it, I would recommend doing so. I'm sure most of us sort of intuitively know these things, but it's so nice to read about them. And I know that this book is already a couple of years old, so I'm always low on these things. Then I got the latest issue of Pom Pom. So this is one of the very few magazines that I subscribe to. It might be the only one that I subscribe to at the moment. Pom Pom. And this is the summer 2018 issue, which is issue number 25. So this is filled with summer knits. So the yarns are mostly cotton, linen, and mixes of those. And stripes. All of them have stripes, and I really love these. I mean, not really good at knitting with cotton or linen or summer projects, but I do. There are a couple that I really want to try. The first one is this. It's not Nazarene by Lana Joyce, and the yarn that I used for this is Quince & Company's Willet, which is a cotton yarn, but I could not find that anywhere. But I actually ordered some cotton yarn for this. It has two versions, the pattern, the long one and then a cropped one, and I plan on knitting the cropped one. It looks really like it's fun to knit as well as to wear. And the second pattern that I really liked was this, another striped t-shirt. This is Riley by Amy Christophers, and the yarn used for this is Berocco Yarns Corsica, which is a cotton and cashmere blend. And I haven't been able to find that anywhere. When I say I haven't been able to find the Willet or the Corsica yarn anywhere, I mean anywhere in Europe. I found it on plenty of US stores, but with the shipping and customs charges, it'll be just too expensive. So I'm really looking for locally available option for this one, though the cotton cashmere mix sounds heavenly. So I'll need to remember that when I'm traveling, if I see it somewhere. Right. And then the last thing that I've been reading is issue 5 of Lina magazine. Now again, I had the privilege of working for this issue, so I already knew what was going to be in it, but it's always so wonderful to get to hold and see and read things in print. It's just, I just find it magical. And this is such a beautiful magazine, and it has plenty of patterns to knit. I feel really drawn to knit this Elevate shawl by Suzanne Sommer. It's a huge rectangular wrap with bits of brioche bits of brioche thrown in. I'm not a big brioche knitter, but this sounds like so much fun. It does need a lot of yarn. I've been trying to see if I have something in my stash that I could use for it, but who knows. But I think this will be sometime in my needle. It'll be the perfect project to have with me when I'm traveling, because it'll function as a really warm extra layer. I can use it as a blanket on a plane or whatever. Here you can see a bit of the side. yeah, so really enjoyed that one as well. So that's it. That's what's been happening in my knitting time. I guess you could say that happened to me knitting wise. So yes, something exciting happening in the Lina Knits world this summer. So stay tuned for June 15th. I will be giving out hints on my Instagram and for my newsletter subscribers before that and sharing when it is. But on the 15th is the big release date. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Hope to see you soon again. Happy knitting. Bye.